Hey everybody, welcome to the JMG Studio in Jerusalem, Israel. We want to tell you about a cool, interesting project that we've been doing here over the last couple of weeks and months, but really it's a continuation of stuff that we've been building with this client over the course of many, many years. So we've been trying to do distance learning for a long time to teach Torah content with Rav Doniel Katz. Something that I have a background in, and it's something that he's wanted to do for a long time to be able to engage with people from around the world. So we've been using Zoom together with his organization, the Elevation Project, to do Torah teaching, but we're trying to raise the production value of what you can do with Zoom. And this is something that we were working on well before Corona came along. So now it's been built up and we feel like we've got it at a really cool level of the creative side and the artistry that they've brought to it and the creative and the technical side that we've brought to it. So I want to tell you a little bit about the setup that we've been using to do some real high-end content creation based on the rabbi being here in the studio and interacting with an audience of 50 to 200 people on the Zoom platform. So what we have here is our studio in Jerusalem that's been dressed with gray fabric on all sides. And then what the Elevation Project had designed was projection mapping as the background behind the rabbi, this acrylic furniture, and he'll bring in a couple little like set pieces that'll sit on top of those when we're doing the actual shoots. So we can change the backgrounds using the projection mapping, which we'll show you the software in a second, to different things depending on if he's doing teaching or if he's doing a meditation. What we see here can change. And then as you can see on this wall, we could pull up a person, a PowerPoint, a video clip, anything like that within a window that's taking a feed from anything in the control room that we want. In front of him, for him to interact with, we have a chat screen, which is a 43-inch TV, taking a feed from vMix, and we have an 85-inch screen. This will have the Zoom gallery. Right now, it's just the logo in our control room because there's nobody in the Zoom meeting. But this would normally be the grid from Zoom of all the people that he's interacting with. And then right in front of that, there'll be two cameras. There'll be one of our URSA Mini 4.6Ks getting a wide shot of this whole scene with the projection mapping, with the furniture, with the rabbi walking around in it. And then there's another camera that'll get set up just behind that, Sony FX6 with an operator, and that's getting a close-up shot of him that's following him around when he sits in the chair, when he gets up and he walks around. That's always getting a nice close-up shot of him. And then we have over here another of our URSA Mini 4.6Ks. That one's with also with an operator. That's getting an over the shoulder of him, getting different side angles. Also, it's on wheels, so it can move around easily. And then there's another camera with an operator with a Sony FX3, and he's also running around getting a low angle over here, getting a over the shoulder over there, getting different close-ups and stuff like that. And then we have behind the, I'm gonna make it annoying for the camera guy here. We have behind the chat monitor a multi-view screen coming from vMix, so all the camera operators can see. It's worth coming around to look at. So all the camera operators can see who's on air. Our director's communicating with them in real time over wireless headsets, but they can also look up here and see what's on air at the moment, and they can also see each other's shots. So that's also helpful aside from the direction coming from the director sitting in the other room, just for them to be able to see what each of them are getting, so they try to not get the same angle over and over again. Right, so just trying to give everybody as much tools as they need for it to look as good as possible. We have this other screen over here, which because this screen ends up getting blocked partially by the camera and the operator there, that's where the rabbi is making eye contact with. But this screen is clean, doesn't have anything in front of it. And from about where the camera is now, but with the rabbi here, you could get like a over the shoulder. If you come over here, you could kind of get it. So we could get the rabbi's talking to this screen, but it looks enough in the camera with a tighter lens probably that he's talking to that screen. So we're able to sort of cheat the interaction directly with the screen, utilizing the two screens and the different angles. To the viewer, it looks like he's communicating with this nice clean screen, and really he's making eye contact with the one that's got the cameras in front of it. We also have a Studio 6K here that's getting like a wide shot where you see all the screens, you see all the set, you see the rabbi walking around. So what we have for the lighting for this project is the key light is actually these two Astora SF200 panel lights. They both have soft boxes on them. One of them is set on daylight and one of them is set on tungsten, and the cameras are white balanced for the daylight. So that, in addition to our hair light, which is another SF200 with a softbox, and our fill, which is another SF200 with a softbox, these are all set on tungsten. So what we get is when he's anywhere within the reach of the daylight balanced key light, then we get proper exposure and proper color on his face. But what we've got is a nice warm kind of feeling around him, because all of the fill coming from behind and the sides is set on that warmer tone. We also have GVM SD200 COB light up here with a gel. It's set on full warm and it's got an orange gel on it. And what that's doing is just making a flare in our wide shot and in our close-up. So this wide shot on the Ursa here is adjusted so that that is exactly out of frame. So you're getting a bit of orange flare from it, but you're not seeing the light itself, and then you're not seeing the other softbox up there either, because that's also out of frame. Just to add some color streaks on the wall, we have just some simple RGB pars here. Just adding some little bits of color on the walls where we don't have the projection, just to make it a little more interesting. All of the lights in here, except for the little ones on the floor, are connected to a DMX control system. So what we have is a computer mounted here on the wall, and it's running QLC+, which is a free open source lighting control software. That's running into a simple ArtNet node, and that's running all the lighting for the studio, including what you see for this project. So because we've only done a few of these shoots and we've still been kind of refining the setup of it, right now we're just building out this project using just the manual sliders in the lighting control software, but soon we plan to build a preset for this, like we have presets of the lighting for other setups that we use the studio for, like green screen shooting or like our podcast corner setup that we have. So all we have to do is get this how we want it, save that as a preset, and then when we go over to our simple console page on here, we'll just have, here's the button for the elevation project shoot, here's the button for the podcast, here's the button for the green screen, etc. So that's the studio setup side of things, but where the magic really happens is in the control room. Make sure to like and subscribe and join us on the next one where we show you that.